Hey folks, Cottage Guy here. So today is Friday, April 2nd. This is it's going to be the second weekend of maple syrup making or manufacturing, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So let me try and extend this little arm here. All right, so let's go take a look here at our buckets. I did take a quick tour around before I started filming, and I've noticed that some of the buckets that did not produce any sap last weekend have finally produced some. So that's good news. So I think we'll be able to made about just a little bit over a liter last weekend. So I think I'll be able to make about the same amount. So let's see if I can turn the camera here. So there's one like this. There's one there. One's there is about a third full. There's another one here right beside me. That one's about third full. A little bit less than last week, but the good news is, the good news is that the ones here in the back seem to be a little bit more active. So now that the snow's mostly all gone, I can actually get there without looking like a drunk fool on camera, slip and sliding on snow. So here's some of the ones that produced nothing last week. Whoops, let me see if I can stay on camera here and get this. So that one's about, I don't know, half full. They're frozen this morning because it's bloody cold here. It was about probably minus, I don't know, 10 maybe last night, minus 7 or something like that. And so today it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, and it's about minus, I don't know, minus 2 or something like that. So they're still frozen. See if I can see. That one's about, I don't know if you can tell on camera there, but about half full there, just above my knuckle. So there's another one yonder that way. Let me go see here. Whoop, still a little bit of snow here, but not much. Just some remnants. So, whoops. Let's see if I can sneak in here. There we go. That one's that one's almost 2/3 full. And so is that one. So I don't know if you can see here. Let me see if I can. So that one's almost up to there. So that's pretty good. Let me go take a look at the other one. Oops. Yep. There we go. So I couldn't have done this last week. There was about a foot of snow left here, so. Oh, Jesus, that one's almost all full. So this one here, again, last week, produced absolutely nothing. And this week, yeah, let me see if I can get it's almost up to there, so that's pretty full. So there's a few more back there, which I won't take you around to all of them, but sorry about the sun there. See if I can turn it this way. So that's good news. Last week I had to go around with a 5-gallon pail and pick up all the juice. Let me see if I can try and keep the sun out of the way here. There we go. So what was I saying? Yeah, so last week I had to go around with a 5-gallon pail and pick up all the juice out of the buckets. This week, since all the snow's gone, I'll be able to just take the 4-wheeler and pick up. I gotta literally pick up the buckets off the tree because the sap is frozen in the buckets. So I'll have to warm them up a little bit inside and maybe run them in some hot water or something like that, so I can get the frozen sap out of the bucket. So boiling process might take a little bit longer. But the big surprise this week when I showed up was that a tree had fallen. So for those of you guys who don't know, we're absolutely in the middle of the forest here. So the house is surrounded by a property of 200 acres, which is all forested. And some trees are a little bit closer to the property or the house area than perhaps they should be. So let me turn around here and see if I can show you. So there's our shed, and there is a fallen tree. So we're pretty lucky. The tree didn't hit the trailer, hit the table a little bit, but doesn't appear to be any damage there on the table, and didn't hit the shed. So that's good. And in front of the shed is where I do my boiling. So I open the shed doors, I have a door on each side, and then I put an old glass table that my dad and his wife gave me many years ago. I put that in front so I can see the flame from the cottage, and it's kind of covered from the wind. So that's where I do my boiling. So before I do boiling this week, I'll have to get one of the chainsaws out there and clean this mess up. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys in a little bit when I make second and third parts of this video. Geez, the sun is really plowing here. So I'll make the second and third parts of the video a little bit later. In the meantime, I'll set up and you guys can watch me chop up this old tree here and get it out of the way and start the boiling. Let's get the boiling going. Ciao. So we've been boiling for a few hours, and you know, we've got it whittled down, so we've got it inside here. I'm just going to give you a quick look. So there we go. Ooh, like this. There we are. So the temp right about now is about 217. So that's going to happen pretty quick now. Within the next couple of, I don't know, I don't want to put a timeline on it, but 3, 4, 5 minutes, we're going to reach the right temperature to make maple syrup. And then we're going to, you know, go down to the filtering process and all that kind of stuff. So just going to shut the video off for now. Take a look at this pot, make sure that it doesn't go over temperature. And I'll get back to you in a couple of minutes. Ciao. We reached 219 for about a minute and a half. So now we're letting it cool down to, right now we're at what? We're at 197. So we're just gonna let it cool down to about 180, 185, 190. And I'm gonna just, the first filtration is gonna be through just some what the hell is that stuff called? Sorry, cheesecloth. So first filtration through cheesecloth to take out all the crap, and then I'm gonna put it through a felt filter, and hopefully we'll end up with some maple syrup that's a little bit clearer than last week's. The taste doesn't change, or the because your maple syrup is cloudy that it's, you know, you're gonna die from anything, or but it's just, you know, it's pretty. So here we go. We're at what now? We're at 189. All right, so let me take off the thermometer here. Make sure I don't burn my hand. There we go. Let me grab the camera here. And I'll do this in sort of one step. Here we go. We're gonna pour. So there's our first pour. Let me press that. You know, you don't want to waste a single drop, right? So there we go. Put that aside. Grab my newly acquired specialized filter, and try and pour that as centered as I can. So since it's the first time I use this filter, I'm a little bit not too sure what I'm gonna end up with, but let me squeeze it a little bit here, make sure I get all the syrup out. And that's pretty much it. Let me see what I end up with here. Let me put this aside. So we've ended up with 1.5 cups. So that's about, let me do that in milliliters here. Do I have it here in milliliters? Yeah. So we've ended up with 400 milliliters of maple syrup. Woohoo! Tomorrow batch number, this is batch number 3, tomorrow batch number 4. That's woohoo, good stuff, ciao. All right, folks, so it's Saturday night, April 3rd. It's about 11:20 p.m. We've been boiling sap since this morning at 8. So that's what, 8 is 12. So about 15 hours. We've been at it for a long time. I've brought the last batch indoors. Whoa, there we go. So hopefully in about an hour we'll be done with this. Hoping to end up with about, I'd like to say I'm gonna get 1 liter of maple syrup. That's what I'm hoping for. I think I boiled down, my big boiling pot's got about, I think it holds 16 liters, and I usually put about 14 in. So I did that twice, 28, and then some, so I'm hoping I'm gonna get a whole massive liter of maple syrup. We'll see. I'll update you a little bit later. Ciao. All right, folks, so it's 12:30. It's finally finished boiling, so I didn't get quite as much as I thought. I got about 600 milliliters, so let me just show you here. Whoop, there. So that's full, and there's a little bit left in the pot, maybe 150 mil, maybe 200 mil. So probably about 6 to close to 700 milliliters. So not a liter like I was hoping, but that's the biggest batch I've ever made. So I'm pretty happy with that, and it's gonna taste pretty good on my pancakes for the next few weeks. So ciao. All right, folks, part 4 of the video. I think it's part 4 anyway. So it's Sunday morning, April 3rd, and we're packing up, we're getting ready to go. My girlfriend likes to get back early because she wants to go grocery shopping and all this kind of stuff. So I thought I'd go and pick up all my sap juice this morning, just so that the buckets don't get over full by the time I come back, usually Thursday evening or something like that. And to my surprise, we collected 20 liters or more of sap juice in the last day and a half. So I just can't let it sit there, because from what I've heard, the quicker you boil it, the better. So we've had to go to plan B. And plan B is I'm going to put the sap juice in water bottles, bring it home, and finish off the last batch at home. So that'll be a little bit of a different experience, but hey, we'll get a little bit more syrup, and that's fantastic. Ciao. Hey folks, so it's Monday, April 5th, and some bad news. It started boiling the sap this morning pretty early, around 7:30. I was glad to get it going. I had about 20 something liters to go. Unfortunately, there was a little bit something wrong with my setup. So I had my burner, my pot on top of my burner, and I put our picnic table on the ground, like I have, like my usual setup at the cottage, to block the burner from the wind. Unfortunately, at some point, a big gust of wind came, knocked over the table, knocked over my burner, and knocked over my sap. So all for naught. Lesson learned. Make sure your wind blocker is well anchored down. So anyway, so that's the end of production for this weekend. Hopefully I'll be able to produce a little bit more next weekend, and then that'll be pretty much it for the season, and we'll move on to the next project at the cottage. Ciao.